चलिए दोस्तों शुरू करते हैं without wasting time. In this video, we are going to talk about the VXLAN EVPN with the VPC and orphan port and external connectivity. In the last video, we have already covered how to configure the VXLAN EVPN in the NXOS. Okay, so in this video, we are only going to talk about the how to configure the VPC in case of EVPN and what are the things we need to take care. Okay, as in this topology, we have a three leaf 1, leaf 2, and leaf 3, and there is one spine. Okay, and leaf 2 have an external connectivity with the border router, and this is the VPC host as it's a dual DOM is connected with the both of the Nexus leaf 1 and leaf 2, and this is the orphan host as it is not a part of VPC and it's connected on the one VPC peer device, one VPC switch. Okay, and this is the VPC Anycast VTEP IP 33.33.33 we are using. Okay, so what happened is normal in the case of VPC peer devices. So leaf 1 and leaf 2 are the VPC peer devices. They sync the ARP and MAC all of the information on the VPC peer link. This is the VPC peer link, okay, which is the back-to-back link connected between the VPC peer devices. Okay. So now when both of the leaf 1 and leaf 2 will learn about this host MAC and MAC IP, and both the leaf and leaf 2 will advertise the entry to the spine. Okay. Normally what will happen is when this leaf 1 will advertise this entry about this host MAC and MAC IP in the route type 2 EVPN route type 2. So here the next hop will be the this IP 1.1.1. In case of leaf 2 it will be the 2.2.2. As we know in the spine here is working as a RR, correct, acting as a RR. So spine will select the one of the best path. So he will select the leaf 1 as a best path for this host because this leaf have a lowest router ID. Okay, this is the case we are talking about where we have not configured the VPC Anycast VTEP IP. So what will happen is, so one of the best route will receive in the leaf 3. So let's suppose this host 3 is trying to reach to the VPC host. So what will happen? Traffic will come to the spine and spine will send the traffic to the leaf 1 as this leaf 3 have selected a best path from the leaf 1. Okay, so what is happening here is our outgoing traffic when we are sending a egress traffic, it's dual home. Okay, it's getting a load balance on both of the links, while the return traffic which is coming from the host 3 to leaf 3 is only coming on the leaf 1. It's not going via the leaf 2 as host is dual home. So to solve this solutions, so solve this problem, we have to configure the VPC Anycast VTEP IP. So this IP we have configured on the loopback 0 as a secondary IP, same IP on the leaf 1 and leaf 2. Okay. And one more problem is like now as we have configured the VPC Anycast VTEP IP, what problem happen is now this host 1, okay, advertise this MAC and MAC IP information to the leaf 1. Okay, and leaf 1 will advertise to the spine. So now the next hop for this host 1 route will be the this Anycast VTEP IP 33.33.33. Okay. So again, spine will advertise the route to the leaf 2, but leaf 2 will not accept the route to the site of origin. Here you can see that we are checking the route show BGP L2 VPN. So we are checking this host 1 MAC route. Okay, here you can see that this is site of origin SSO community is there. So this will to prevent the loop at least. So this will not accept the route. So same issue will occur in the external connectivity also, where the external connectivity we have with the VPC peer leaf. Okay, here we have this 99 route will receive on the leaf 2. Leaf 2 will advertise the route to the spine, and again spine next door will be the Anycast VTEP IP. Spine will advertise the route to the leaf 1, and leaf 1 will not accept the route. Here you can see that route received as a type 5 route. Okay, but it's dropping the prefix as the next hop is the same 33.33.33. Okay. So to solve this issue, we need to establish external layer 3 routing on the VPC peer link. Okay, on the VPC peer link for the underlay also we need to configure. Okay, underlay is required in the case of for the orphan port. Let's say for the orphan port, this leaf have lost the connectivity. with the core toward the spine. So we have to establish the layer 3 routing on the VPC peer link in the overlay. And in the underlay is optional, but we have to configure, okay. And on this VPC peer link, we need to also enable the VXLAN encapsulation. For that, we need to configure the VPC infrastructure VLAN. This is used also for the backup routing, and this will present the VPC peer link and used in case of failure of the VPC peer, required for the bump traffic also. Okay. So this is the region we need to configure. We need to run the routing protocol, any IGP protocol, OSPF or IDRP in the overlay or BGP we can run on the VPC peer link. Okay. So that's it. So all these points are also mentioned here, why the Anycast VTEP IP you need to configure in the case of VPC, and why we need to configure external connectivity, external L3 routing why required on the VPC peer link. Okay, and why we need to configure the VPC infrastructure VLAN. Okay, so these are the points I mentioned here. So let me quickly show you the configuration, how we can configure the VPC infrastructure VLAN, how to configure the layer 3 routing on the VPC peer link, and what are the VPC config required with respect to EVPN. So this is the config already covered in the last video. So underlay IGP OSPF we are using, and to handle the bump traffic we have configured the PIM, and here we have configured the BGP under the L2 EVPN address family. In the overlay here we are getting the VLAN and VNI mapping, and this is the configuration toward the host. Okay, and this is here we are getting the NVI tunnel interface and EVPN configuration. Okay, so these are the all things we are covering in the last video. This is the capture we have taken, and so this is in this slide I'm going to show what is the config required with VPC along with in the case of VXLAN EVPN in NXOS. So here we are going with the VPC. So you get the loopback 333. This loopback IP address is created for the VPC peer keep live link. Okay, where we put the IP 333, and on this leaf 2 we put the IP 444, and here we are enabling the feature VPC, and after we get the domain, under the domain peers with role priority peer gateway functionality we are enabling, and also then on the peer keep live. Peer keep live is here we put in the direction of the leaf 2, and here we put in the direction of the leaf 1. Okay, here we get the loopback 0. Under the loopback 0, here we get the adding the Anycast VTEP IP. That is the Anycast VTEP IP in case VPC is required. Whenever we configure the VPC entry IP, we need to configure that IP called as a Anycast IP VTEP. Here we get in the NVI peer VLAN and underlay was enabled. So this you can say infrastructure VLAN. Here we get the system NVI infra VLAN 3888, and here we get the SVI for that, and I am calling the OSPF underlay OSPF process. Okay, similar way here in the leaf 2, and as we know in the case of VPC, to communicate between the two VPC domains devices, or orphan port to VPC, or ORPHAN VPC port to external connectivity, L3 routing is required on the VPC peer link. So here we are creating a VLAN 3889. This VLAN passed in VPC peer link. On this 3889, we have configured the overlay. Okay, here you can get router OSPF process is blue configured under the VRW. We have enabled so L3 routing on the overlay, and this is the underlay. Here you can see IP OSPF process is 1 LW. Okay, and here you can see. So yes, this was the only, and here I say the show VPC we are checking. So this is the port channel 88 VPC, which is the membership port going towards the VPC host. Okay, this is the VLAN pass. Okay, this created infrastructure VLAN. 3889 is the overlay L3 routing VLAN. 100 is the VPC host, which is dual dome host VLAN, and 200 VLAN is the L3 VNI VLAN. Okay, this is here you can see leaf 1 have an L2 pin with the spine, leaf 2 and leaf 2 have an external, we have a BGP connectivity with the border router. Here you can see on the spine show BGP L2 EVPN. You can see that we are getting a route type 5. Okay, Ethernet segment is 0 as we not configure Ethernet tag is also 0. This is the prefix only route, and this is the route type 2 where we are getting the MAC slash 48 is the prefix count and the MAC IP route. Okay, So these are the route we are learning from leaf one, and these are route we are learning from a leaf. Here we are checking the route show BGP L2 VPN VPN external route. Okay, with the external route we are learning on leaf two. Leaf two have an external connection to the border router, and this route is advertised by the leaf two to the spine. So here you can see. So in this route we are learning. Okay, and this is coming via L2 your L3 VNI. Okay, and here we are checking the MAC route for the VPC host. The VPC host on the spine and checking the route. Okay, here you can see. For the MAC only route, we have a single label, that is the L2 VNI, and for the MAC and IP route, we have a two label, L2 VNI, L3 VNI. Okay, and this is the site of origin is working to prevent the loop. And here we are checking the route for the ORPHAN host, which is connected behind the leaf one on the spine. Okay, again, this is the L2 VNI for the ORPHAN host, VLAN 500, and is the VNI number. And for the MAC IP again, our L3 VNI and L2 VNI. Okay. Again, site of origin is configured. An important thing is note that case of orphan hot also next hop is the 33 Anycast IP, and similar way we have seen for the VPC host also next hop is the 33. So Anycast VTEP IP is the next hop in both of the cases. Here we are checking the show IP of neighbor. This is the underlay neighborship. This is the overlay neighborship. So which is configured on the VPC peer link. Okay, on the VLAN. Here we are checking the route, show IP route VRF blue. For standard route, we are learning a route from the 3889, which SVI OSPF VRF under blue we have created on the peer link. Okay. So this is the BGP config and showing on the leaf 2 for the border router. Okay, this is for the border router, and this is the leaf 2 under the VRF blue, which border router. This is the port connected to the border router, and we have configured the VRF. Here we have a ping for this external IP on the VPC host and to the orphan host. Okay, here you doing the trace around. Okay, thank you.